Hey there guys, TheSlyFoxKynyo here, back with Final Fantasy IX. So, as you may or may not remember, as the case is, we have started the long game that is Final Fantasy IX, and I'm going to thank you very much for coming back for the second episode. I've also decided I might make them a little bit longer than 15-minute episodes. I might go for 20, especially with this particular one, because there's an event sequence that's going to happen that I think is about 20 minutes long from right now. That I don't want you guys to miss. So obviously, Vivi's afraid of heights. If you missed that, and Puck is just telling him, "No, remember if it's on the ground." Remember, I'm not going to read all of this dialogue because it is numerous, and I am partly lazy, and there's just a lot of dialogue, so I'm not going to read all of it, so I'll leave it to you guys to read. But I will fill you in on the story as we go for the important key things or the little subtleties that actually you really might not notice on the first playthrough, but you guys might notice through the video. So I will certainly point those out. Like I said, if you play this game for yourself, explore for this very reason. If you notice when I run around, there's actually stuff that you can find that looks like it's not part of the map that actually is. What's your name? My name's Vivi. And yes, I'm going to keep the traditional names for all of my characters because I like them. Vivi, huh? Kind of a funny name. What's up, Puck? Oh yeah, I forgot. We didn't know his name was Puck yet. By the way, that kid's name is Puck. I'm trying to think. I'm gonna get Zidane's ultimate weapon in this playthrough, which by itself is a pain in the ass. Because of the Ortralium hunting. It's kind of like, and if you ever played the Kingdom Hearts games, how you had to go to different worlds to get Ortralium. There aren't necessarily different worlds in here, but to get all the materials you need to synthesize, it is a pain. Alright. I forget which one. There it is. Yay, that's the big one. Okay. You very quickly run out of the need to gil farm because this game gives you a lot of it early on, especially grinding, which you will not see me do, but I will be doing. I'm gonna, once we get into the real game as it is, so we're actually able to get like random encounters and stuff like that, I will be grinding to get the levels up because I like being over leveled for things like RPGs. So that's just, if you watched any of my other RPG videos, you know that's true. I will continue this thought process after this video. Where's my coffee? Cheers. Cough clap, cough clap. I know, right? Oh, poor Dagger, she's so sad. Princess Garnet Till Alexandros is her name. If you're curious. Shut up, bro. I know. I had to check my phone. Welcome back. So yes, as you can tell, they're putting on a show. The graphic cutscene that you just saw, by the way, not graphic cutscene, but the pre-rendered cutscene that you just saw, that's what it looked like on the PS1. Like, yes, they finished up the edges a little bit because I'm using a 4K display and stuff, but like the graphics were that good. So. Things like that blow me away. I nerd out over specs of games and stuff. Oh, and I can't fast talk through these. These are auto-timed, so sorry if they go too fast for you to read. I love how Zidane's front and center. And if you don't get the reference, this is supposed to be referencing Shakespeare, a kind of generic Shakespearean play. A little bit of Romeo and Juliet, and a little bit of King Lear in there. If you've never heard Romeo and Juliet or seen it performed, I would highly suggest you do so. And we get to do a theater battle. This battle always was fun to me because these few first battles that are called poly or special effects. They do literally no damage to your enemy, but they look really cool. And there's actually a thing later in the game that if you do certain sets of special effects to certain people, that you actually get a reward for, if I remember correctly. So I'm just gonna run the gambit, cast all of my special effects, and then move on and finish the battle. But if you notice, it's gonna do no damage. Poly! Wah! Oh no, he's casting Pyro! Pyro, Pyro. What is that from? Pyro, Pyro. That's from something. Everybody in the comments down below, tell me what Pyro Pyro is from, because I don't remember. Ironically enough, that's what Fire Art looks like as well. Something about using the same set of mechanics. I mean, oh look, Meteor! Boom! So, there's not going to be too much additional commentary during the battles. I'll probably cut out a vast majority of like the fodder battles later in the game. Unfortunately, all of these battles in the beginning actually are rather important because they set up like different elements of the story. So, like, obviously this is all on stage and acted out, so it's fake, but there are certain battles that actually matter, so like boss battles, of course. Those you'll see full every time. But like the little fodder ones, if I'm just grinding or if I just keep getting random encounters, I'll just cut it. Unless something, you know, miraculous happens that I feel like I actually need to show you guys. But that's part of what makes this game very long, is that the encounter rate is actually, I personally feel, slightly higher than in previous Final Fantasy games. Previous up to this point, if you play Final Fantasy 15 in some areas, because you can get a random encounter every like 10 steps. But that's Final Fantasy 15. And the open world thing kind of does it more credit. That's the sound that you just made. Come back! So this next part's going to be interesting, because it's going to give me button commands, but it's going to give me button commands with an Xbox controller, and I'm using a PS4 controller, and my cross-domain mapping in my head isn't nearly as fast as I'd like to think it is. So I'm probably going to screw this part up. So A is left, or A is right, B is down. I screwed up. Okay. I am screwing up. There we go. There we go, I'm not screwing up anymore. That's it, like I said, my cross-domain mapping is wrong. I'm looking at the things, not at the... Sorry, just ignore me, I'm being stupid. There we go. That's what it's supposed to look like. Alright, we're gonna do this again, because you actually can get more gil if you do it again. Queen Brain was not impressed. Yeah, let's do that again. Let's do the fight scene one more time! Actually, if you do this really quickly, which there have been times that I've done before, you actually get some pretty sweet rewards out of it. I screwed that one up. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to swipe at you out of control. I screwed that one up. There we go. I wanted to get the backflip in there. Now that I've got the backflip in there, I'll move on. 74. Alright, whatever. No. Yay, 319 gil. See, like I said, you can farm gil pretty early in the game, and that's not even within battles yet. It's gonna be a little bit. So, there is a save point that's gonna be right over here, but I'm not going to. Well, I'm gonna hit it, but I'm gonna continue playing. So don't think that that save point means that it's the end of this episode. We are gonna go a little bit further, just because there's a bunch of intro stuff here that I just want to get through so we can get to the game part of this. Like, to me, Final Fantasy games don't start until you're more or less actually playing on your own without having a linear path. Granted, there's pretty much always a linear path, but I think you know what I mean. Alright. Luckily, this portion of it is rather short. There's just a bunch of stuff. Excuse me. Ding ding. No, no, no. That butt shot, though. It's 8-bit butt. Hey, look. You've seen those pants before if you've been paying attention. Sure, you can pass. Actually, wait a second. No, you can't. I'd never let someone as pretty as you get away. Zidane always being the little womanizer. And let's go. We are in trouble. I hate Zoran Thorn. They're annoying as shit. Love that picture in the background. That was so creepy. It's like. The music in this game is so interesting too, I love it. Now is not the time to wonder. The time to wonder now is not. I've actually said that before in conversation, like when I was playing this game as a child. Thorn's speaking pattern kind of rubbed off on me, and so I tried doing it for a little bit. An emergency it is. A veritable emergency of terrible urgency. Curse that Beatrix. Apparently Garnet being in danger, somehow Beatrix actually knows that she left. And Captain, Steiner. Yes. Alright, this is where things kind of get long and tedious in the intro, but it's important that you pay attention to things, because it comes back later in the game. So, I'll make note of more stuff as we get there. Where is everybody? So, you can see our first little sub-mini plot here. We're looking for the other 6 Knights of Pluto. You useless criminal things. I bring orders from the Queen. Alright, so this one's a little bit tricky, because he's going to run out of whatever door you're not in, and he's going to run the opposite way. Ah, come back, come back. Ah, so close. Yeah. Catch him, talk to him, be like yippity yap 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 yap. There's none in here, but there is a. No. Maybe there's not. I thought there was something more. That Master Chef, if you notice, looks like somebody you'll see later in the game. Kynyo, however you pronounce his or its name. Stop it. That ever so slight left pull on the controller is still a little bit annoying. Come on, I've almost got you. There we go. Ha, got you. Alright, so he's looking. Now let's get the Plutonite that is over here, I believe. There we go. Whatever, Captain, I'm so hungry. There was a line there that was actually important that I kind of skipped over. Steiner was like, it's men like you are the reason that men aren't treated with respect in Alexandria, or something to that effect. And this, if you've noticed, this is a very matriarchal society. You can't leave. You just joined us. Go find the princess. Wah! It's a very matriarchal society, which means that the women are in charge with the queen and the princess and da-da-da, and the men aren't treated that well. So, Steiner has been doing his best to remedy that. And he's trying to be, you know, awesome and good and all that jazz. So, the play seems to be a hit. But if we fail to find the princess before the curtain falls, Her Majesty will be most displeased. Same, laughing stock. I must hurry! Hey look! Does that Knight of Pluto look familiar with the fake leg and the eye patch? How would you not know that one of your own 8 Knights of Pluto isn't who they say they are? Nope, not what I wanted. I wanted that. I think that's everybody. I'll find out in a second here if that was everybody. Because this guy right here tells me. Yes, there was an extra one. So, it tells you right there. Super Sleuths, Blitzen and Koal. Inspirational writer, Waldo. From famous artillerist, Dojaborn. Or Dojaborn, I don't know how you pronounce that name. The guy who can name all of the girls in town, Weimar. And Hagen can navigate. Cannonball Race, Mullenkandheim. That's a hell of a name, right? And then that's the old guy that can't talk, and I forgot his name, but it's not really important. Alright. So there's going to be a series of cutscenes here, all of which I'm going to let you watch through, and then it's going to be like another 10 minutes so we get a save point. So hold on, this is going to be a little bit of a long episode, but then we'll get to a save point, and then the next episode we'll start in the real game. So just bear with me, guys. The cutscenes are gonna... Cutscenes make this awesome, in my opinion. I love this game so much. The story tells. And look, it's a dance chasing after a girl. Imagine that. That look, though. Love the leg twitch there. It just sells it. I bet you there's probably a conversation about that when they animated this. Do we have the leg twitch? Yes, we should. Yonk. And little details like that in the game, like when they get spun, the music changes and then it goes back to being the way it was. I just think that's kind of cool. Whoa, what in tarnation? Poor Ruby. She's like, I'm trying to get a point across here. Princess Garnet Till Alexandros, heir to the throne of Alexandria. I have a favor I wish to ask of you. Kidnap me. One of those awkward moments when you go to kidnap somebody and they want to be kidnapped. Huh, imagine that. I shall hereby do my best to kidnap you. I'm sorry, you startled me. Princess! That has to be annoying in real life that they have somebody running around going, Princess, 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 oh my god, Princess, blah, blah, blah. Like, yeah. Open. Sesame. Oh, Santa, you're so smart. Although I don't know how the table rotates on its side like that, considering there was no joint to hold it up. But yeah, I mean, we'll go with video game physics. Got a little blank, right? Doing what he must for the cause. I think I'm falling for you. This is nothing. I've been training to escape after all. What a waste. Only you were the princess. We have no time for idle banter. Come, let us move on. God, she's like, nope, don't care about your feelings. We're gonna continue doing this. What should we do now? We should go down here and pull this. Oh, it's not over here. I thought there was a lever over here somewhere that could be pulled. Maybe I'm going crazy. Oh no, it's this thing. It's this thingy right here. Move it to the left. Makes it slip down. Drops the treasure chest, if I'm right. Yep, drops the treasure chest there. And then if you turn to go to the right, I believe it drops another one. If I'm not mistaken. So now we give it more power. And it should drop over there. Oh, it drops in the back. That's right. Okay. Cool. So now we've got our two little treasure boxes. Like I said, you have to explore in this game. You have to keep looking at things because everything's a little bit different. Let's go this way. We get our treasure box. What was in here? Ooh. Phoenix Pinion. That's actually a really good item. So it's actually an accessory as well as a regular item. It can be used. But when given to a summoner, specifically a summoner that you'll get later in the game, it allows her to summon Phoenix, which is one of the best summons in the game because it can revive your party and do damage to the enemy. Yeah? So, summons in this game are very powerful, especially if you have 2 summoners in your party, because you're up to 4 people in this party, remember? So if you have 2 summoners, Ayako and Dagger, and you use them both, you can do some serious damage. And then Zidane with his ultimate weapon. And, I mean, the 4th one I like Freya the best personally. You'll meet her later. She has a lance. So that's my ideal makeup is 2 summoners, because then they can both alternate between healing and damage and DPS. And they will screw shit up hardcore, especially later in the game. Let's steal from you, because Cinna isn't good for much else. Oh, leather hat. Nice. I mean, early in the game, your gear loadout is pretty much set, so even the items that you are getting aren't overly useful. But they're useful enough. Like, most of them you can't even equip because they are the default equipment. Oh no, he's pissed! And he's gonna kill us all! Whack! Hey, look! Oglops! I hate Oglops! And Zidane and Garnet are just like, let's go. We got this. See, there's the King Lear part of it. Plays like this always make me sad. And happy, I mean, when the happy ending comes, if it comes. I mean, in Shakespeare, happy endings are far from a given. Get on number 2. Let's see. They're going up to where the stage is going. I would love to see this like in real life. Like you just see the hatch open. And you see these 2 people come out and one of them is just like... I mean, you'd probably think it was a comedy part of the act. But at the same time, it's one of those things that's like, okay. And then they're just having a conversation on stage. Like, dude. And they all salute one of the main actors and he just nods. And then they get back into character. What? That wouldn't happen in real life. Sorry. And Steiner. Never leave his side, thou sayest. Fool's banter, I'll not allow it. Not so much. Whack, whack. I love how Zidane does like a flying kick. Sorry, the little things in this game make me laugh. Nay, father, I shan't return. Cornelia, trouble me no more. Forgive me, I still love my father. Oh, cruel fate, that one's robbed me of all I treasure. Like I said, this show is splendid. There's a lot of dialogue, a lot of cutscenes, a lot of stuff that goes on before the next save point. So, again, forgive me for having this episode drag on so long, but we're getting there. We're almost to the point where we were actually like in the game. So. Come back, trespassers. How dare you trespass where other trespassers have trespassed before? Fool, I'm out of here. Fury! Hagen makes me laugh. And there's Vivi that's just like, hey! Hey look, the main party's gotten all together now. Or at least 3 of them. 4 of them, sorry. Zidane, it's time. Garnet, let's get out of here. I love that armor sound. Like, troink. And now we actually have like a real fight against Steiner. As always, take care of the lackeys first. That's kind of like a running theme with this game. When a boss has add-ons, just kill the add-ons because they generally don't come back. There's 1 or 2 notable exceptions, but we'll talk about that later in the game. What's really funny, if you'll notice something here, Garnet actually has summoning, but all of these are way too high for you to summon at low level. Right now, it's best to just have her keep curing the party. However, the fact that she can summon is a really, really important thing to this game. Because she is one of only 2 people that can, and the other one has a horn. I'm not going to get too much into the details of that right now, but, like, there's something to be said about that. I'm just not going to say too much about it right now, yeah? I don't want to spoil too much. But remember, this is the last game where there were dedicated roles, so Black Mage, White Mage / Summoner type of thing. Yeah. Bah! Only a flesh wound. What is it, the Dark Knight from Monty Python? Good! Get us out of here. We're moving out. Roger that. It's about time. Wow! It's a theater ship. Who has cannons right next to their... I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense since it is, like, but they shoot chains. Were they preloaded with chain guns, or is that just something they had in the moment? I love how Garnet looks pissed off, not scared. She's like, Mom! Oh, I'm sorry, you paid extra for the house that was by the theater? Well, that sucks. It's gone now. Steiner's coming up and then just wham! And again, who has a cannon behind their main throne seat that shoots bombs, living creatures out of it? Sense in this game sometimes. I mean, it's a great story, but the sense is like... doesn't even make sense, it just needs to be cool. And this is just kill turns until the bomb blows up type of thing, so I'm not really too concerned with anything that is actually going on. He just stabs. Garnet's whacked. Look behind you! I shall not fall for such an old trick. It's not a trick, you idiot! We're trying to keep you alive. Surrender at once! Or face my wrath. I'm not gonna surrender. I'm gonna keep beating the crap out of you while this thing blows up. That is a big bomb though, it's about ready to blow. And it's gonna grow, he's gonna look, and whoa! Enter enter the last big old cutscene before we can finally save again. Not really that big, long enough. She's so happy. Doesn't she remember that her daughter's on that ship? Like, if you just blew up your daughter, would you be happy? I don't think so. Have some anger issues there, Queen Brain? Oh look, we're below the mists now. That's never a good thing in this game. The mist is what spawns monsters, and this is all the mist. We're gonna crash! That one line of dialogue to break up cutscenes. Somehow, most of the people survived this. Not sure how. This gray-scaled Alexandria actually stays this way for quite a while. So Alexandria is kind of becoming the evil entity if you haven't picked that up. Is that little experiment ready? Yes, it's combat ready. So they have an experiment that could kill Garnet, but as Queen Brain just said, I need her alive. Bring her back at once. So Queen Brain wants something from Garnet, and Beatrix earlier mentioned the royal pendant, so could that be it? Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. Not to state the obvious, obviously. No, there's a lot of little undertales to the story that kind of like loop through and actually all come together nicely in a nice little bow at the end. So try to pay attention. If you're watching this in the playlist, great, because then you'll actually get the whole story. I know this is going to be a long playlist, so forgive me for that. Prima Vista's wasted. But there's a lot of little things in the story that come together. No one's ever made it out of here alive. Well, of course, as the protagonist of the story, we either have to be first or the game's going to be really short and over. Statements like that in video games always make me laugh. There's nobody ever gotten out of here alive. Well, then why am I playing this game if I'm just going to die? Hey, look, a marble, which means a save point. And we're gonna hop on down and save after we learn about ATEs. We have to learn about ATEs first. Thump. First we kidnap her, then we kill her. We'll hang for sure. Yeah, that's a pretty shitty combination. Alright. So we're gonna come down here, we're gonna talk to Cinna. So Dan, I'm surprised you made it. I can't believe you jumped off. You're nuts, you know that? I didn't jump off, I got thrown from impact. Is everyone okay? We've all got the devil's luck. Hey, look, an AT. Let's watch this ATE. Blue ones are the mandatory ones, gray ones are optional. There will be a bunch of ATEs, some of which you can only watch one of a couple, and I'll always try to pick the one that fills in most of the backstory, not most of the main story. Because you guys can watch the main story and I'll fill you in on the other portions of the backstory. Oh no, Garnet's gonna get kidnapped by whatever that thing is above her head. So when the ATEs do come up, I will fill you in on the other ones if I don't have the opportunity to watch them all. Otherwise, I'll just watch them all. So, thank you all very, very much for sticking with me through this 40-minute long episode. But now we've more or less, there's still a couple things that have to happen, but we've more or less hit the point where we're into the open game part of it and we can just play and get things to move forward. So, thank you all very much for watching. I will see you guys in the next episode. Remember, if you like what you see, hit that like button right down there, hit that subscribe button right down there as well if you have not done so already. And remember, through gaming, we can change the world. Kynyo out.